Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back with a bit of a different video today. This is a world of mine that I have not been to in a very long time. This is my first Minecraft realm on Bedrock Edition, and I've decided that I want to play around with it a little bit in survival. This is Java. I transferred the world from Bedrock to Java, and now I'm gonna attempt to survive in survival on this server. In here are all of the pieces of gear that I got throughout the years. This is my specific gear set. It's pretty horrible, and that was not purposeful. I just wasn't great at the game. But I think to start this new, I don't know if it's a series or not, but to start this new thing I got going on, I should really quickly make a grave for myself or something. Kind of like a an old I don't I don't know how to say it. I feel as though it would be fitting if I did that. Maybe I'll get one more. Okay, the grave is done. I might make it a little bit more detailed uh in a bit, but I'm not planning on doing much to it. I also found a wet sponge underneath. So it's fun, I guess. Now, I should probably lay out my thought process. I should also state that there's nothing in my ender chest and I don't have anything on me. So I guess I'll just run to this village real quickly. But while I'm running, I should explain that I'm really not intending on using any materials I find outright. Like, I mean, I know that there's still bases. I don't know if the um I have no idea if the chest like data is still here, so I don't know if the chests are still intact or anything. But if they are, I mean, that would be pretty nice. I guess I just don't know. However, as I stated, I'm planning on not using anything I find. I'd like to get all of my new stuff, so I'll probably have a separate base far away from all this. There's also going to be no new chunks. That's a pretty important one because uh, I've had this world at least. I've had this world for 5 years now, and that's important because over the course of 5 years, you know, you explore a lot of the world. So I'm gonna have to go out probably a couple thousand blocks, maybe even like 10,000 blocks out to find a location that has been untouched completely. Now, the reason why I removed these stairs is, as I was running over here, I was pretty sure that there was a secret underneath here. Yes. Okay. I don't remember what is down here, but I knew that there was something. So let's see if there's any loot or anything. I don't think there's gonna be. Okay. So it looks like there was gonna be something, but I ended up either not making it or I just didn't care. It was probably one of those two things. Okay, so where I'm going to now is my old base. It should be right under here. Okay, so this is my old base. I guess there's some stuff in here. I might take some cobblestone, but overall, as you can see, there's barely anything. I had actually abandoned this base shortly after. Now, this base is not mine. That was a pet slime that me and my friend had. This is my friend's house. Actually, he never logged on after a certain point. So that's kind of sad, but it's not overly important. This realm, I should explain a little bit of history. This realm went through a lot of changes. It started in 2020 and it ended around 2021, 2022. So right as I was getting into high school, me and my friends kind of stopped playing it. And it was really difficult to play at the time because none of my friends were really good at the game. And no slight to them. I know some of them are going to watch it, but I wasn't either, to be fair. And you'll see that in the builds that we've made. Um, they're really not good. Like, I mean, you can kind of just tell by looking around. You'll see that nothing is really nice to look at. It's all kind of disgusting, and there's a lot of creeper holes because nobody cared about filling them in, or they thought like, oh, I'll come back later. And so a lot of the world looks like it's been war torn, but in reality, it's just the unfortunate side effect of people not caring or not having the materials. Almost everyone on this realm had iron armor or less. I think I might have been one of the few people to have netherite, and even then, I had a single chest plate, as you could see in the shulker box over there. So really, it was difficult to go around and do anything when you had almost no materials most of the time. And even, I mean, you can kind of see me right now, food was also incredibly short. Almost nobody had a whole lot of food. Really, the realm was just in a state of poverty for the entire time it was here. Okay, so I ran a little ways and I'm at this area right now. And I don't know if the door still works, but there was a base behind here. Oh, I know what it must be. Um, bed, Bedrock Redstone is different. So my guess is that it's trying to work, but it won't because the redstone system is different. So that is one of the unfortunate side effects, but I was not willing to play this on Bedrock, um, because Bedrock is arguably really difficult. Okay, let's go through here. Maybe I'll check out one of these maps. Okay, not important. Oh, a stack of fireworks. My elytra was broken, and I wasn't planning on using it anyway, but I mean, I guess that's nice to know for when I eventually do go to the end again and get stuff. I should also state that the ender chest, um, sorry, when I moved it over, I was not in possession of the dragon egg, and the dragon egg was in a player's ender chest. So I believe, sadly enough, that I will not be able to acquire it on this world, which, while it's unfortunate, it is what it is. I don't really, I never really expected to have it. It would be nice, but I can't complain, right? And I was gonna log on to that old account to go grab it, but I happened to talk to the person that had it. Oh, it's unfortunate. I happened to talk to the person that had it, and they said that they thought that they weren't going to be able to recover the account. So I just gave up and accepted it. I know that there is a safe location right around here. I got to escape. Yes, this. So I will tell a little story about this place because this is a location that's very near and dear to my heart, actually. This is the Berry Squad base. And while I was never a part of the Berry Squad, I was a main, like, I was a really good friend with the leader. And so we would talk often and discuss with one another. What is this? Oh my goodness. I know what this is. Oh, I do know what this is. Wow. Okay. I promise that I did not place these here. At least not in the knowledge that these would still be here. So I should explain a little bit. I'm gonna actually go inside here to explain because I think that would be safer. This base was destroyed almost completely by a wither in the final months of this realm. And me and a friend of mine logged on about a year ago during the summer and we rebuilt the entire thing in creative. So, for instance, this entire wall was completely gone. And I mean, most of them were gone actually. And so we logged on and we repaired it. And then we decided to compare shulker boxes. And so these shulker boxes over here, I can tell you exactly which ones are mine. This one was not mine. This was my friend's. This was my friend's. However, this one was mine. This one was mine, I think. I'm not sure about this one. I don't believe this one was mine, but it feels it feels wrong, honestly, to just use these right now. So I think I will mine them up and I'll place them in my ender chest. And then once we get a little bit more geared up, I will go through and either use the materials in here or something. But there's a lot of stuff in here that is really interesting in that it has history. Um, there were some there was some banners. I don't know if you all saw those. They kind of are they're different groups that were on this server, and so I think it'd be interesting. But I want to discuss the history in a later video. Right now it's just more of a general topic. Okay, yes, the bed's right here. So I'm gonna set my spawn and sleep in this room. In fact, I'm gonna move the bed upstairs, and I think I'm gonna have this as my base of operations currently, because I think it would be better than making a base at this point in time. I will move out of here as soon as possible, but for the time being, this is a much safer location. Probably the safest location, actually. And it provides me a good area to gather gear. So I'm gonna come up here. Okay, so I think I should go get iron armor. Honestly, I think that should probably be a major thing that I do. If I don't do that, I'm gonna be really upset. And then I think once I get iron armor, I will just continue on. While I'm running to go find a cave, I should state that this was made before the Caves and Cliffs update. So any caves that I do find, oh man, that was bad. Any caves that I do find are not going to be new cave generation. Uh, so that's a fun little, like, fun. Oh, okay. So after struggling to find my old set of tools, I have decided to just make a new one. And in the process of stumbling around my own world to try to find my own tools, I have actually discovered something I'm not sure I knew existed before. This is an old ruined base. Now, I have no way of knowing whose it was. I have no way of knowing if I'm still friends with them or not, actually. But it's always interesting to find these types of bases because you have they're just little bits of history scattered around, and the more that you look for them, the more that you actually find. There's quite a few, and it just kind of shows. It's almost like it's almost like a lost civilization. That's what I would equate it to personally. Oh, I found the location. Not sure if my stuff will still be down there though, but I guess I'll jump down and just try to find out. If it is here, that would be great because the only thing I'm running low on is food. If it's not here, I I'll just go get some berries, I guess. Update, my items are most definitely not here, as much as I would love them to be here. I I would say it's probably 0, especially because I don't see them. So, had a good run, but it's not to be. State that there is no copper, right? Because of no caves and cliffs. So, if I want copper, I have to go into some new chunks, should be interesting. I think this was made a couple days after the Caves and Cliffs update. And I don't even like I'm not even exaggerating when I say a couple days. I think it was genuinely like 2 or 3 days after Caves and Cliffs update came out. I made this world, which really puts it into perspective how long ago that was and how much the game has changed in that span of time, which honestly is not a whole lot, if I must be real. Yeah, most of this talking is just so I don't go insane. I'm not actually going to put any of this in the video. Unfortunately, I do have to look for these text things, though. I should just go silent at this point. Okay, so I've gotten a decent amount of iron now. I have full iron armor, and I have some more in reserve. So now the plan is to head back to base and probably explore around there, see if there's any secret rooms. I believe there was a chest room that I had missed originally when I went through my first walkthrough. So I'm going to go back in there and I'm going to see if there is any food that I can pillage. Because if there's no food, then I'm going to need to make a farm using the existing farm plots that I have out front. So that is the plan for now. Don't worry about if you see any like big random structures or if you see any structures in general. Most likely I will explain them at some point. It's just a lot of information for one episode. I am planning on going through and doing different episodes and finding different structures and then like detailing their history because I know pretty much everything about what goes on this server specifically because I was at every single event. So if there's anything that I miss, it's unlikely anybody else knows it. So that'll be how I explain all the things. I'm gonna wait for all the wheat to grow before I harvest it from there. I am confident that there is a chest room that should have at least some seeds, maybe. I might fill up another full location, but I don't believe that there was any food in any of those shulker boxes, so I won't be able to check there for any food. Okay, so going downstairs, I remembered there being a chest room, yes, in here. Now, none of it's labeled, so I just have to hope that there's some food. I may resort to rotten flesh for right now. Ugh, okay. Looks like beetroot soup is going to be the main food source for probably a couple of Minecraft days. But at this point, I'll take anything. Also, down these halls, we apparently have some more storage. Oh, wow. That is an interesting find. I am very happy I found this. Gosh, that is something. Oh, and I believe that this um, heads down to a separate base from a different member. Okay, so the farm has been completed over there. You can see all those new growth. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with this plot right here. I think I might just put in beetroots just because I have the seeds, and that would be really funny. But other than that, I believe that that should be the end of the video because I have nothing more that I really want to go over in this one. So I should say if you for some reason watched to the end of this and you're not a close friend of mine, just subscribe because clearly you care enough to watch some random guy play on his old Minecraft server. So thank you and please subscribe. Other than that, I will see everybody in the next video where I eat beetroot and find incredibly destroyed bases of my old friends. Thank you and good night.